Welcome to the 1Verse podcast.
Welcome to the 1Verse podcast, the number one podcast in the Metaverse. We're here with three special guests, Callie,
yes, we are,
Alli, and Eunnie. They are women in the Metaverse, and they're going to give us their perspective on their experiences while interacting in Horizon worlds in particular. So what's up, y'all? We'll start with Callie. Introduce yourself. How'd you get into the Metaverse?
Hey, what's up? So yeah, I am actually in Texas. I am, I guess you'd say, a quote unquote micro influencer. So I do a lot of like online sales. I have my own beauty brands and some health and wellness stuff that I do. But I actually got Oculus in December of 2020. Yeah. 2020? Yeah, December of 2020. So I've been on for a good year and a couple months. And actually, one of the first experience I ever had on Oculus, I got on something very similar to Horizons. It was another app called AltSpace. And I'll bring that up a little bit later. But it was very similar to Horizon Worlds, but Horizon Worlds was in beta. So not everybody could get in at that time. But it was very similar to this, and I fell in love with it. Like, I fell in love with like the social aspect and being able to, I don't know, just have fun like at your house. And you know, COVID was happening. There was like not a lot of stuff going on. So I just absolutely fell in love with the idea of virtual reality at that point. I had known a virtual reality, obviously, but this was like on a whole nother level. And I literally tried getting everybody I knew to get an Oculus, and they like wouldn't. They were like, "You're crazy." And now I feel like people are finally
they're missing out, by the way.
I feel like people are finally starting to kind of get on the boat. So I'm so excited. In the last, just couple months, there's been an influx of people hopping on Oculus and the Metaverse. So I really love it.
Quick question. Have you been consistently on for a year, or like you've been taking breaks?
I would say I've been consistent. There was a moment of time that I wasn't on for probably a good like 2 or 3 months. Just because like life got crazy, and I had like a clique of friends that I had made, and we all kind of like separated and ventured off and did our own thing. But I'd say for a good like 2-3 months I wasn't on. Other than that, I've been consistent.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. That's awesome.
We're going to go deeper into that very shortly, because I'm excited to hear what's kept you on this app, why you keep coming back, what's special about it to you. But we're going to have Eunnie introduce herself first. What's up, Eunnie?
Oh, second.
Hi, nice to see you. For a second, yeah. Well, I'm Eunnie. I bought the Oculus specifically to join the Metaverse and join in Horizons. I have a lot of family members that I live super far away from. I haven't had much outside time before having an Oculus. So it's kind of left me feeling like I need social interaction. So I got an Oculus to make friends. I got an Oculus to be able to have conversations with people, to sit next to somebody else and say, "Hi, how are you doing?" And play games, of course, but mostly because I missed being around people. So that's why I got an Oculus. And I got an Oculus around early December of last year. So I haven't been in it much in comparison to, Callie, who's been here for a year. But ever since I got it, I've been in here like 8 to 10 hours a day, and
wow,
obsessive.
Wow,
I'd say you're
that's dedication.
Right?
It's excessive for sure.
I feel that.
Yeah,
it is professional.
And, I thought that in the beginning I had so many headaches, but I like got over it pretty quick, because I was like, this is too amazing. Like, I don't want to take my headset off. Right. It's just amazing getting to see all these people, and you never know who you're going to meet. So it's always nice to be kind to other people. And so being in here all this time, I started VIP. virtual investment properties. And that's pretty much the reason why I'm here hours and hours at a time. But it's been an amazing ride so far, and everybody that I have met has been nothing but amazing and fantastic. So yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit of what VIP is?
Yeah, so VIP is a cool acronym for virtual investment properties. And I study real estate in real life here in America. And I get on here, and the only thing that I could think of is real estate. So I downloaded an app called, it really is. Virtual real estate is the next big thing. So I encourage everybody that doesn't have an Oculus to get one, because why be behind if you have so much information in your face that this is happening? So I downloaded the Multiverse app. And I've been in there ever since. I mean, I do come back to Horizons all the time, but majority of my hours are spent over there. So I help people find their way around, learn how to buy, how to sell, what's to come, because the Multiverse is still in beta mode. And it looks a little bit shoeboxy, but when it's out of beta mode, it's going to be incredible.
Right.
It's going to be
It does have a lot of potential. It does.
It really does. And, you know, the internet 3.0 is real, and it's coming. And no matter who doesn't want to believe it is, it's going to be here, regardless if you want it to be or not. So I just encourage everybody to get in there, learn, meet people while you still can, because we all know Sandbox and Decentraland is a bit up there in price. Multiverse is cheap for now.
Oh yeah,
it's cheap.
Oh, it's super up there in price. I think starting price right now is like $6,000 just to buy the smallest property.
It's like $10,000 actually.
I'm sorry.
It's
what?
Then it went up. Then
it's stupid. I've been just buying the coin. I haven't been buying real estate for that, because the real estate's just too expensive for me.
Yeah, like the buy-in is insane right now. And just a couple years ago, it was like literally just cents. It was just fractions. And like that's how much it has increased in the past like 5 to 10 years. Like literally your buy-in, like you said, is 10,000 now. I remember just like 4 months ago, it was literally like 6,000 just to buy the smallest property there, the smallest land to get started. And
Snoop Dogg made Sandbox pop.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's big into Sandbox. Somebody spent $250,000 to be his neighbor.
Oh yeah, I saw that
in Sandbox Metaverse. And somebody also spent $450,000 in a virtual yacht in the Sandbox Metaverse. So
wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't that be nice?
I got $450,000. Let me get a yacht. Let me
just pull my wallet out real quick.
Didn't like Snoop Dogg spend like what is it, like 250,000 to buy that land, something like that?
Bro, I bet Snoop got it all for free, bro. Snoop is priceless. Honestly, if Snoop says I want a gold blunt, solid 24 karat gold with the best weed, he'll get it for free, because Snoop doing anything is the best branding.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
He don't pay for nothing. Any of his clothes, any of his food. If Snoop Dogg uses your product, you are gonna make it if he likes it.
Man, maybe we need to get him in the 1Verse to kind of.
One day, and Gary V, we got to get in the 1Verse podcast
Gary
too.
V and Snoop Dogg in the 1Verse podcast.
All right, we're getting too off track. Eunnie, we're excited to have you here.
Yes,
Allioooops, we're informed that you have some special talents. Can you perform for us?
I can.
Yes, let's hear it.
Welcome to the 1Verse podcast.
Oh my goodness.
What? This master artist at voiceover. Literally legit.
Hey, if y'all want to hire a girl to do some voice work for you, Allioooops is the woman.
I'll shoot you my demo.
Hey, if you see this and don't get nothing from the podcast, just know Allioooops is the girl for the voiceovers.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would pay just for a little sound clip for like my ringtone or like,
I got you.
Like anything.
Just to softly wake you up every morning, right? You have reached Eunie's phone.
Time to wake up.
God, let's hear it. Wait, let's hear it one more time.
Which one? Oh, the
welcome to the 1Verse podcast.
We'll go different this time.
Oh, that one.
Hey, welcome to the 1Verse podcast.
Wow.
Every time.
Wow.
I like close my eyes when I do it because I get embarrassed. I'm like, ugh.
You gotta close the eyes.
I always think like it's some sort of like automated like little AI robot speaker thing you put in front of you.
Turn left at Main Street.
Oh my God. Okay.
You have gone the wrong way.
I want you to say something like scary, like you're gonna fucking die, dude, or whatever.
Or like the call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Or like, what about
there was that
like
movie with that
Saw
robot?
Yes. What about like some Saw or like some Saw kind of thing? Like, he's coming behind to kill you right now.
You're playing a game. You cannot exit the game at any time.
Yes.
Wow. It's kind of like
you
Squid
could be
Game
on
almost.
Squid Games. Yes.
Literally,
I was thinking the same thing.
I know.
Red light.
Literally.
Red light. I'm excited to
And Eunnie, you're Korean, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand Squid Games better than all of us, right?
I love Squid Games, but oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Squid Games is so good.
I'm pumped for season 2.
In general is amazing. You know, I'm surprised that they're even making a season 2 if they do, because you know, like Korean dramas are usually just one season and that's it. But I can.
But the
tell
dude
by
got
the
off
ending
the plane.
That right, exactly. I could tell by the ending.
He
like,
did,
you
yeah,
have
he
to
did.
make it.
He
It's
was
such
feeling
a
himself
hit,
with
they
his
have to
hair.
make a season 2.
He was like, everybody's going to see this. And he
What is it, like
back
the
around.
red hair going
Yeah.
on, right?
But like I'd be
red hair
like,
going on.
fuck that. I'm about to chill with my kid. I don't care about y'all. Do what you want to do.
Right,
I
they
don't
called on
care.
the
I'm
phone.
rich. Let me chill with my
I would've
kids,
done
right?
that
Like
too. I would've
he was
too.
like, no, I'm just gonna take more time out of my kid's life and me and just tell him I might die, but I want to save the world versus spending time with you.
The
I
moment
feel
they
like that's
said,
kind of
get
disrespectful
on that plane,
to the kid.
he was like they were following him and they were like, just go ahead and get on the plane. He was like,
oh
"No."
yeah, what if it crashed or something?
He just turned right
Yeah,
around.
they might have
They were
crashed
watching him.
it.
Yes. Huh. Well, they could have killed him any.
All right, Alli, we got
Yeah.
off topic. How
Yeah,
did you
sorry.
get involved in this virtual reality Oculus Metaverse?
I
all this
got-
mama jama.
I got the Oculus in December of 2020, like right before the pandemic started, from a friend of mine. She was like, I've got this, you got to get one. And it literally took her like 20 minutes to convince me to get one, because I've always been a gamer of sorts, interested in playing. And so I was like, oh, this is just the next generation of gaming in general. So
The future.
right, it's the future of gaming. That's what I
Definitely
thought. And so I got it. And I remember the moment I put it on and it did like the training simulation where like the whale flies over, I was like, this is like nothing I've ever seen before. It's incredible.
Yes.
And from then I was like hooked. And then I kind of like took some time off during the pandemic when I would, I bought like all these games. I got Saints and Sinners and Beat Saber when there weren't that many options to really choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you said, you had headaches. I was like getting motion sick. It really does take time to build up a tolerance. So I'd have to take time off to not get sick. Or what's also terrible is whenever you like take your headset off and look at the clock and it's 7 a.m. and you've been on all, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah.
Which
Yo.
it happens a lot.
Yes.
It happens
Oh
a
my
lot.
goodness.
That's a
So
great
much.
perspective
Time
right there.
flies.
Wow.
Literally.
Yeah.
It disappears and I look out and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go to work like in an hour. Guess we're powering through.
You pulled an all-nighter.
Too many times to count. It's just too fun.
Yes.
That happens a lot,
is.
honestly,
A lot.
a lot. Literally, like
I
that
know.
first 3 weeks for me, it was like, holy shit, it's 6 a.m. The sun is out, and it just
Right.
feels like I've been in here for like 2 hours. Honestly,
When I don't know what
wild.
time it is, I just yell at my
Yes.
Alexa. Like I'm like, Alexa, what time is it? Can I hear me?
Yeah, like I'm so
Alexa,
grateful.
give me the fucking time.
I'm so
That's
grateful I
fun.
don't have kids because, like, oh my gosh, like my sleeping schedule is so messed up. Because
Oh,
of this
yeah.
one thing.
I feel like I have a superpower, and I've always had it since like college, where I don't require. Not that it's good for you. I don't require as much sleep as you'd think a person would need. That is not a brag at all. It's a bad thing. And I've noticed it, and then because then I'll be like, oh, it's fine. I can survive on less sleep. Yeah, technically your body's going to survive because it's its job, but maybe go to bed.
Right.
Exactly.
So I'll have to like hit my buttons. I'm like, what time is it? Oh my God, it's already. I'm like, it's okay. I'll just 10 more minutes. 4 hours later, here we are.
4 hours. I think everybody has that same issue, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Once they tap into this,
It's just the coolest thing. And now all of my friends and my family, whenever we go and have gatherings, they're like, bring your Oculus. I'm like, get your own, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's why I'm excited, because as we all know, Meta or Facebook stock just dropped over 20%. And like us 5 right here are pretty much addicted and see the future. So that's why, like, all the articles that I'm reading, everything that I'm watching is saying Facebook's dead. It's gonna die. Don't invest. Give me your personal experiences on what makes you keep coming back to this app and why you love this. I get it's easy to get time lost, which I do all the time, but what's kept you consistent in coming to this platform?
So for me, like, as far as coming back to Oculus, I honestly have had multiple VR headsets. I grew up as a gamer as well, but it wasn't until I hit like 22 I stopped playing video games and like stopped, I don't know. I just got the big girl job and was like, I don't really have time for this. Like, but my husband would get some of the VR headsets. Like, we had the PlayStation one, we had the first Oculus ever. And like, it was cool, but it was like, it wasn't this yet. So it wasn't until we got the one in 2020, the Quest 2, that I was like, man, like, this is dope. The transition that, oh, I can hear an echo. The transition from like the first VR headset to where we are now. I really saw the vision, and
damn it, Alli.
I got really addicted. I just got really addicted to like hanging out with other people. I'm very outgoing in real life. But I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm married now, so I don't get out much. Like, I miss going to the clubs, and I miss like that part of my life. And it's almost like I'm getting to experience that old me again, like being able to go to the clubs. But I'm not. And like, I can go by myself, and like, my husband won't get mad at me. So I can be like drinking.
You're in
and
the
like,
next room.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was like addicting to me. Like, like, I don't know. I missed that. And I was a dancer growing up too. So like, I love to dance. So the fact that you can like literally dance and everything.
Right.
It was just so fun. And I really enjoyed getting to know other people and networking, because that's kind of what I do in real life as well, like online. So it was another way to network for me outside of just social media. So that's kind of what's kept me on, and just seeing how things have been transpiring and getting better and better. And it wasn't until Horizon Worlds finally opened up and after Christmas that I jumped back in, and I was like, let me see what Horizon Worlds looks like now. And it was like way better than it was like freaking 4 months ago.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. So I'm more on Horizon Worlds than any other app.
Yeah, same.
For sure. When I used to be on Alt Space all the time.
I think that's a good one, because she did her spiel, and like her husband gets mad at her if she talks to guys in real life, but VR is kind of the exception.
Yes.
And that's good to know. Like, that's
so pretty much what I got out of this is kind of like, in the metaverse being here, you could kind of like be more of yourself.
Yeah.
Honestly, without the restrictions of what life perceives you to be in the real world.
Right.
Yeah.
You're able to get that social outlet.
You don't have to worry about drive home drunk. You don't have to worry about driving home drunk. Like,
you just got to worry about making sure you like turn your mic off and get out of a party before you take your headset off.
And honestly, the party never stops, honestly, because it's not like, oh, this place closes at 2 a.m. in the real world. Here, you can kind of just keep on going. 6 a.m., right? 6 a.m. 7 a.m.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. We're still going hard.
So the party just keeps going. There's no limitations.
Like, my headset started dying,
awesome,
so I plugged in, and I had to sit on this like small little coffee table that I have near my couch with my husband comes downstairs at 7 a.m. He's like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I know. And I said, wait, don't say anything. And I had to like turn off my Oculus because, it'll pick up your mic until you're out. And I was like, I'm going to bed. He was like, you can't. It's 7. And I was like, shit. All right. Here we go. Rally.
Let's go. That's funny.
Man,
can't wait till we have legs.
Freaking.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Well, that brings me
coming.
to a good point for later.
Okay, let's hear it.
Actually,
let's get to that topic first.
Actually, so I'm sure.
Neil, what you got to say?
So I'm sure
what you got to say, bro.
So I'm sure all you guys have seen what's going on right now on the news, and with the whole the whole Horizon World's new forced boundaries. What do you guys think about that? And the cause of that? We all know that this is put in place because a woman, quote unquote, said that she got raped in the metaverse, in this space, in the digital fake world. What do you girls think about that? I want to hear your girls' opinion. One by one. Let's go with Eunnie. What do you think about this?
Well, man.
It's hard. This is a really like
first off,
it's sensitive.
Yes,
it's
this is a sensitive topic.
First off, can a girl get actually raped in the digital world?
Nope.
I feel like girls need to be respected, regardless of if they're raped or not. You need to respect women here. Moral of the story: if you don't respect women here, we're not going to have this grow. Facebook is going to die because perverts are making girls uncomfortable to come on, and it will be a sausage fest, and it won't be cool. But I'm sorry, I'll let you say your opinion too.
I sort of, unfortunately, I kind of disagree with the fact that it will die because Facebook is full of perverts as it is. We have to expect this world to be exactly the same. We can't think it is going to be different. But there are a lot more rules. There's a lot more regulations. There's the same ways to block somebody that you don't like on the actual Facebook web browser as you can here in the metaverse and Horizons. So if somebody is being nasty and disgusting and sending you disgusting pictures in Facebook as a web browser, they can act the same way here. And you can still block them and you can still remove them from your space, your world, or your vicinity. And I don't think I think rape is a strong word to use because it is so sensitive and people actually physically go through the real pain.
I was going to say, I think a blanket statement could be
Pain
made for all of us that we
raped.
are not trying to discount anyone's experience anywhere.
100%.
Definitely not.
I just want to like blanket statement that.
It's serious.
We're definitely not.
It's very serious. And, we're women, so we can speak on behalf of women, It's hard to be a woman in the real world, and it's not exactly just going to change because we're in a virtual world, but it's this is a place where we can feel safe because nobody can physically hurt us. Nobody can harm us. Whether we're on a virtual world in a headset or we're in a virtual world on a desktop PC, people are going to be people and people are not going to be respectful. So we have to be aware of this and remove ourselves from situations in which we feel uncomfortable. But to, spread something that's going to affect everybody because of one situation isn't really the best way to handle things, I don't think. And to call it something that it's truly not, I would say sexual harassment, yes, definitely.
100%.
Check mark. Okay. That was definitely sexual harassment for sure. But to say rape, something that people really go through and struggle with the aftermath of, is insensitive. It's insensitive.
It's not appropriate. That makes sense.
I almost think that's disrespectful for the people that actually physically went through some tragedy like that. Honestly, like to label that digital thing, I think that's disrespectful to the real,
because I feel like if somebody actually has been like raped,
assaulted
in real life, like to say assaulted, whatever, like they like, and then somebody says that is,
they would wish they did it in the metaverse.
Exactly.
Honestly, yes.
Like I wish I could be in the metaverse getting harassed.
I feel like it waters down the severity of that term.
Of
you know what I mean?
That's exactly the point. Yeah.
It's super offensive.
I mean,
and I bet you, like, if somebody had that happen to them, they wouldn't be saying that. Like, they would not be calling it that. Like, it's two completely different things.
Didn't she say she was
Like,
gang raped?
Yeah, she did.
Which I hate even saying those two words
By
together.
the way, just to clarify, in people, this is in the digital space. This is in a metaverse. This is a digital space that is fake.
This is in this platform right here.
Right.
You can't
We don't even have torso.
a lower body.
I have one question about it because I like
just to clarify for the listeners.
On the up to date on the story, but it says that the woman is based in London. I didn't think it was available
in the UK.
Outside of the US yet.
I'm thinking Horizon venues it happened. I'm thinking it was had to have been Horizon venues.
Okay.
It had to have been.
But wasn't she didn't she like work for her?
Kabuni.
Wasn't she like a programmer or somebody like in the director's board or something like that?
I don't know. I haven't read the article that you guys have.
It would have to be. She would have to be to have that much power, because honestly, if we were all to be in a room and started fighting and beating each other up, it's like me saying, oh, you guys all assaulted me, so I'm going to press charges in the real world and sue you. How is that valid? So how is saying you got virtually gangbanged valid if I can't press charges on you for virtually slapping me across the face? How?
I think that there's been a lot of reports though, because I have been talking to other people before this, and there's actually been a lot of men too that said, I'm happy with this 4-foot boundary because I go on here and there's little kids, and first off, you should only be 18 years and older to come on this thing, but it's hard to track that if it's the parents' Oculus or whatever, and these little kids be going all up in your grill. He's like, I'm tired of people coming up in my grill. Like, it's cool that I have this boundary because there's too many people that get right up in my space. My fiance, I put her on this app because I was like, this is so amazing. I want to chill in here with you. She still won't go on because the first time she went on, there was 5 freaking guys that just surrounded her, and she got anxiety, and she hasn't been on since.
Yes, exactly.
It's just some people, like, you don't mess with them and get off all in their grill, or it's just going to turn them off from the whole entire experience.
This is true, because you don't know what somebody has been through in real life. And I also don't think anybody here is saying there should not be boundaries, because there should be. It should just be optional. You know,
optional is the solution.
Exactly. Think, especially in this particular victim's case and whatever she said happened, this physical distance doesn't make the actual harassment go away because it's verbal. It's not someone standing right in front of my face or throwing a coffee cup or just getting close to me because I'll just do this or I'll leave the venue.
Back up.
But so not being able to come close to me doesn't fix the problem. I mean, and I think that
even before this boundary was created, this new boundary, there was still somewhat of a bubble. Like, there was still somewhat of a bubble. Like if I got close to you, my body would render.
Honestly, there was plenty.
Yeah, people would disappear. Like
honestly, there was plenty of bubble with the whole safe zone, which you could just literally pull up your wrist and click that little police badge. You go, that's a bubble itself.
I'm going to do it here so it's just recorded.
There's also...
There, I'm in my safe zone. They can't see me. I can see where they are. And if I had a problem, I can report all of these people through here.
Here from your path. Or you can even mute them so you don't have to hear their verbal harassment or even see them. So you have that option, you have the blocking, you have the muting, and then you also have this option where you put up your right hand and then you put up your left hand, and then you could just literally lift your Oculus up and take it off.
I thought you were about to teach me a new hack, and I was like, ooh, what does this do?
Literally, you could just take this. You could take this Oculus off by that simple touch, or even better, even easier. You take one finger, right? This finger, and you click the power button, and then I'm out.
They could even do it and where obviously the boundary's optional, or maybe it's just a friend zone, like a literal friend zone, or perhaps if someone gets blocked so many times or reported so many times that it becomes a mandated boundary on them, like on the
I like that. That's critical thinking right there.
So like if I block you over in you get 2 more or 3 more blocks in a 48-hour period, you then get a mandated boundary or something.
Or
if
I
you
could just say,
violate it.
yo, I don't want Eunnie around me anymore. So, like, please keep her 8 feet away from me.
Right. I'm putting her in the in the not friend zone.
Yeah, like, I don't like her.
Not for everybody.
I don't want to block her, but
100%.
I want to keep her away from me to an extent.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a restraining order. You're not able to
options.
come 100 feet away.
Right.
There's
There's so
many-
many
I feel like-
solutions for this.
Yeah, there's definitely many solutions. Definitely a lot of different approach, just kind of like making it optional for on and off for people that can't handle being closed up. They could turn it on and it'll just keep this little bumper card thing on, right? And also,
like we're having trouble
like you
sitting in
said,
these chairs next to each other.
Yeah.
Oh my
we
gosh.
really
Yeah, I was
have
gonna
trouble
say,
sitting
like,
there.
I got
see
it
that.
perfect.
I was gonna
It's
say
okay,
for
it's
the
okay.
listeners, like, explain to them what has happened since the boundaries. Like, what are we missing out on now? Like, what's the difference?
Oh, man.
Like,
Well, that's a good
what can we not do
perspective.
anymore?
It's a great
Like-
question.
Like
Yeah,
even
like,
just taking
Try
a
and get
selfie
closer.
is hard.
Try and give me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Like,
Yeah,
we
have to be
can't.
so
Okay,
I
first
can't
thing
get
is we
everybody
can't sit next to each other.
can't
I'm
get
sitting
it.
off this seat because I can't get
Literally.
closer.
Same.
Yeah,
And
like,
also-
I can't get close.
You're
And
pushing
also-
me. You're bullying
this
me
whole
right
time,
now.
this whole time that I've been sitting here trying to talk, whenever you move, Callie, a little bit, it
I
pushes me
know.
off the chair to the side
Make-
like this, and then I can't. Like it just keeps doing that, and it's annoying because I'm
Yeah.
always like trying to push in, and I'm like, oh wait.
Yeah.
Whenever you move to look at this camera for this podcast that we're filming in here, it kind of just pushes you away. And see, I'm trying to give you a fist bump right now. I'm kind of like it's pushing.
And it's pushing. I see it pushing you away
Yeah.
while you're trying to do that.
It's
Yeah.
literally-
Literally. So it kind of like takes away the whole value and aspect of
Like,
like,
and I can't even-
wanting to be human.
And I
it
wanna
takes away
hug
like
you.
the whole,
It's like I pushed you
Oh,
away.
gosh. It's
Yeah.
like a
Neither
definite
cameras.
reach.
like it takes
Yeah.
away the whole
Oh,
aspect
sorry.
of
I
like
did that.
kind of like being human and being friendly and
Exactly.
being flirty
Yes.
and,
The whole
and, like
purpose of
whatever,
this.
like if a guy and a girl likes each other and they want to hug each other and be playful, they can't really do that anymore. Like right now,
Yeah.
let me try to give you a hug.
Oh my
Okay, look at
goodness.
this.
Look at that.
That
Look how
is-
Do you see
ridiculous
this?
that looks.
Yeah.
I hope
Come
the
on, that's
viewers are seeing
intimate
this.
as hell.
I can't
Like,
give
what-
my own friend. a
I've never
hug.
seen
She's actually
anything
pushing
more
me.
comfortable.
Man.
Intimate.
You know,
yeah. Like
I'm
that's
laughing about it.
borderline.
Also,
Like
there was this
yeah.
thing. Also, there was this thing when we first met, right? Slick, when we first like became, the 1Verse. We used to do this little thing where we used to just do wet willies. That used to be kind of like the inside group thing. It was a funny
Yeah.
thing to do. We would just kind of like do wet willies, just play around with our friends. We'd be like,
Oh,
wet
I
willy,
can't do
guess
Right, like
what?
I can't do.
Oh, you can't
I
do
can't
that
do it
can't-
no more.
I literally
can't do
can't-
no wet willies.
I was wondering why it was.
What?
I can't do no more wet willies. I
That's
can't poke your
crazy. I
nose
didn't
anymore and go
realize.
like, beep.
Oh.
I couldn't.
I can't do that.
I didn't know I
anymore. It's
couldn't
an inside
touch
joke.
people.
So
Yeah,
like,
y'all were like
all.
moving me.
No.
So like this is an
Literally.
inside
That's
joke to
crazy.
you guys. It's really a big bummer. And then there are these people that don't play, or maybe they're new to it, and that's overwhelming. And I get that, and I support that. That's why it needs to be an optional thing, because
Yeah.
It should be an
perhaps
option,
someone
yes.
doesn't even want their friends that close to him, and that's fine. But for all of us to be like suddenly, 6 feet for Jesus kind of thing, it's like
It's communism.
Yeah, for COVID, right?
Because someone made a
It
really good
is.
point.
That's when you become a dictator and start just forcing
Yeah.
things on us that we don't
I
accept.
gotta get my wine.
Too
Someone made a really
centralized.
good point and
I
said
believe
like
it.
that they hopped in and they like got cornered and like
Mhm.
couldn't get out because
Right.
of the new boundaries. And
Yeah.
like that's
That's
like,
a
even
different
worse than
topic
being able to
about-
get out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It forces other
That's
people
a whole
to
topic
move.
about creators. What about the creators being affected by this? The people that
Mhm.
actually make this space worth coming to.
Yeah.
What about that?
Like,
Like,
that game
when
we
you
played.
create-
We can't be
Close
on the
now.
same
I have to move
tiles
my chairs
together
farther.
jumping.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
The Squid
Yeah.
Game
We can't.
That's a
world.
good
We
point.
can't.
have to move it.
Yeah, we can't be on the same tile.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
we
You get
played it.
bumped
We
my
off
hope
actually
is that-
played it. So we played it, and every time that we try to jump on the same tile, right, to kind of like
It's
escape
gonna
the
push you
time,
off.
it kept
Yeah, we
bumping
were
us
pushing
off,
each other off.
and we kept falling.
sucks.
Wow.
Like literally,
My
it
hope
kind
is
of just
that-
messes up the creators.
While
Everything.
I appreciate that the developers have made this step to protect people, like they're listening.
Exactly. Yes.
Literally and figuratively, but they're
Right.
listening. How I'm hoping that this is like an overcorrection, and they will scale it back and kind of reel it in a little bit.
I hope so. Yes.
I was thinking
that's
do it, but
it's like a PR thing right now.
Yeah.
It's like a PR
Fingers
thing.
That's how
right now.
progress is,
Fingers
though.
crossed.
Fingers crossed is yes. I mean, all that I've heard so far is that they're going to make it so your boundaries can be bigger. You guys have read that too, and all of the places where it says rules, like it's like 2 feet or 4 feet now, and they're going to make it so you can have it 8 feet.
How can people exist in a world?
That's exactly. Small worlds are going to
that doesn't make sense.
Like
it doesn't. It kind of just takes the whole social aspect, right? Because so the whole metaverse, the Web 3.0 is built out of social networking. How does that give any power to social?
It's almost like the person that's deciding this hasn't even played
and feeling.
Right.
It feels like they're out of touch.
Yeah, and I feel like Zuckerberg would not be okay with
ask
this.
Anybody.
I think you're right. It's an overcorrection.
Yeah.
It's a correction to a mistake, and they're going to wind it back and listen to the people.
Hopefully.
I think it's an overcorrection. That's how progress is, though. You go from no rules to too many rules to finding that happy medium.
But
and I'm thinking that's what's
though.
coming.
There's a thing to that, though. If people don't voice their opinion enough, they're just gonna keep overpowering and adding like rules and restrictions and just kind of like making it shit. Honestly, people gotta.
We need people to express.
I've never done an app review on like the Oculus store before, but you bet yo ass I went in there and I did
she was like,
a review and I made sure to give them 1 star and said I was disappointed in the new boundary setting and da 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 da. And this brings me back to my point. Like I've been on Altspace for over a year. They have the toggable bubble. Like you can
turn it off or on
a person's face. Like why can't it be toggable?
Yeah.
Like I tried. I jumped in today in
VR chat
and I spawned in and someone was like literally right in my face saying hello, 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 and I was just like, oh my god, back up, and it shoves them back. It was done.
Yeah.
It was over, and then you just moved on.
That's an easy fix. Like you would think that Horizon would just kind of like pay attention to how other metaverses are doing it, and they'll just kind of like implement and like, oh look, they're having a success rate over there in that metaverse, so we should do the same thing here. It's just smart for business and for the future and everything, But no,
I feel like it's really just related to the
they just said
lawsuit.
Let me just throw that in there.
Yeah, I think so. I really think this is an overreaction to an overreaction. If I'm saying
honestly,
that.
An
overreaction to an exaggeration.
I love that.
Right.
That's a good point.
Exaggeration.
They're like, okay, if you can't handle being next to other people and you can't figure out how to, relax and take yourself out of these situations, then we're going to make it so everybody doesn't have a choice. And you guys have to suffer with the consequences of one person's overreaction. We're going to overcorrect the situation. And you guys have to deal with it for now. And then when we scale it back, you guys will make sure that you don't take being next to other people for granted anymore. You're going to actually be happy to have that interaction, that social.
Oh, damn, it's tough love, isn't it?
It's like you want to act like first graders. You're going to be treated like first graders. Hands to yourself, single file line.
Don't make purple.
I hope that they're actually thinking that way.
Well, and I was telling you
it's like in college you get the rule, no rules, because you went through kindergarten through 8th grade where you had to stand in single file lines and wait to be called on. Because if they didn't teach those rules in the beginning, in college it would just be a bunch of psychos.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
I totally went.
You need the structure in the beginning. And then you need to gradually let it relax when you mature.
And I was telling them earlier before we started recording, like last week, because I took kind of a break for a week because I had a really intense experience in one of the worlds with just like,
tell us
straight
about
up
that.
just like bullying for no reason. I like spawned into this place and they, I guess, were like, I'm going to assume it was playfully and they were doing it in a friendly way because I don't imagine this is how people operate, right? I like spawned into the world and they were just roasting each other. And they had been, and I didn't find this out until after all of this went down. I walked in and it was like, I don't know, let's say 10 to 12 people turned and looked at me, and they just started like dressing me down. Obviously, it's just this, like
big glasses, brown hair, leather jacket, zookeeper looking ass.
Exactly. I don't even remember what they said, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, why is everybody so mean in here? And then they all started calling me a Karen, and I was like, what is happening? And this guy literally chased me around the venue. So it was the first time I had really ever blocked and oops, wrong button.
She blocked all of us.
Now you can see how easy it is to do it.
Sorry.
I'm
Is it still recording?
Do it by accident.
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it is. It's still recording. Anyway, so why is this still here? Anyway, so I like blocked, and I like that when you block a report, it will record a couple of minutes before and after.
Yeah.
And so I did get some resolve and some response because I got an email. They're like, we received your report, yada, yada. And then like a day and a half later, it was like, Allioooops, we have determined that Allioooops has gone against our community guidelines and rules. They will be whatever. So it was right. And this
it blocked
was like,
the right person or punished them.
It blocked them and it took it into account. Now I don't know what it did to them or what they received. I'm sure they get an email saying you've been reported and you've been found to be against community guidelines. But so I was happy to see that, but it did show me just how easy it was to do it. And I also started screen recording the whole thing because it was wild, like going into this room. And I can imagine being brand new to the Oculus, dropping into a comedy club, and everybody turning to you and just like...
You're traumatized.
Yeah, I was like, I'm never getting back on here ever again. I'm like...
Traumatized is a little bit too much.
It is a little bit.
This like thing.
It's really how people perceive it, though. People can be traumatized to an extent. Like even if it doesn't bother you, it could make some.
But that's where, like, I feel like people have to learn before they put on a headset that is mental. It's all just mental.
Yeah, you're not.
And like, if they tell themselves, like, "Hey, this is not real. This is not real. This is just a digital space. There's nothing physically happening to me. It doesn't physically hurt me. They don't really know me in the real world. I'm a great person. Whatever, etc., etc." It shouldn't affect you at all.
I was like, "It's fine. They don't know me." And then I got on and checked my privacy settings like 9 times to make sure my real name wasn't shown, and it wasn't. Never was. But I promise you, I was thinking about it all week. Like it like really got to me, and it shouldn't have, because these are like not real people. I'm never gonna see them again. I don't even know them. But it was like, it's just like cruel and mean people. It's like just mean girls and mean boys, like whatever you want to call them. Mean Boys sounds like a band, but
I kind of have a question for you about this, to be honest.
What's your question?
Yeah. So were you able to kind of, by the sound of their voices, determine if they were over the age of 18 or under?
Everyone that I heard that was like main player in it was over 18.
Okay, so
at least they didn't sound like children. I should say.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that was my only question.
Yeah, and the guy that was the main player in it, he was using his girlfriend's account, so he was portraying as a female avatar, but it was a man. Yeah. And I don't know if that doesn't make a difference to me either way, but I think it made the room respond to him differently than it would have had it been a male presenting an
looking
avatar.
Like a male. Yeah. People can be, no matter their age doesn't always bring maturity in some cases. It really doesn't, so people can totally be immature, and what they think is funny to them might not be funny to somebody else,
Yeah.
But I just kind of keep it in my mind as maybe they weren't trying to actually hurt me, but everybody's different. Like, you have anxiety, I have anxiety. Anxiety is rough to deal with, being like, having like that heart racing feeling of, I don't want to join this world again because I don't know who's in there, and I don't know if it's the same person that was saying things about me before. But, it's something that we're all going through, and we all face this, but, it's like, that's why there are these tools put in place to protect us. And it's really important that we use these what they give us. And it's so awesome to hear that they actually reprimanded like a person that was doing that to you, because that just shows that they do care.
And they watched the video.
We're not
they
here
saw.
alone. We're not alone here. There are people watching, and we're not on our own. We don't have to fend for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah,
everybody does care. People care.
The Horizon World community on Facebook is seeing all the comments come in, and they're watching those, because looking at all those comments, which I know you have looked at a lot of those comments, on that Facebook page.
Oh yeah, they're reaching out to me.
A lot of people are disagreeing. Yeah, a lot of people are disagreeing. So I'm hoping things change.
I put a lot of
that.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely give Horizon Worlds like community like their the admins credit, because they definitely took my message and they like pass it up to like the creators, the programmers. They're sharing actually like the stuff what I said, how I don't agree because of the boundaries, because such and such. They actually like pass that along to like the developers of this platform. So I do give them a lot of credit for listening and paying attention, to their users. Love them for that. Appreciate them for that. So they're definitely doing that. I'm sure they are watching it.
They're probably listening to this right now.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Somebody has to press the report button.
Everybody's trying their best.
Right.
Honestly, yeah.
Hashtag make it toggable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
make it toggable. That's it.
So when it comes to the whole boundaries, what's your opinion? Should it be optional or should it just stay in play, Callie? What do you think about that?
Optional.
Optional?
Yeah, optional's the obvious choice.
Yeah, optional. I think we're all on board with optional.
Optional? Yeah. So that's literally 5 people in this podcast that all agree.
Hold on, Eunnie. You weren't very convincing with the optional part. We're gonna have to have you say optional.
It is 100%
be
optional.
convincing.
I am option. Be convincing, dude. I put such an emotional, personal post on Facebook, like on the Horizons community group, because like it's a little bit embarrassing to say this, but when I noticed that there were boundaries, I actually cried. I literally cried. And it's not because yes, I did. And I'm not like an emotional like person. I mean, I have emotions, obviously.
I would give you a hug right now, but guess what?
You can't.
I can't.
I know. Don't remind me.
I'm gonna give you a chair bump.
I would give you a hug right now.
I'm gonna push you off the chair, right?
Chair bump.
We'll just push you off the chair, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
Let me give you a fist pump from there.
I can't.
Yeah, this is how you comfort somebody.
We're done.
I know.
I feel like it's kind of a disrespect to the creators. Like, people have put hundreds, if not thousands of hours in this spacing, and now they have to go in the world and make the table longer and adjust the microphones because the spacing's fucked up. Like, this room is not a effective podcast station anymore.
Not anymore.
There's a lot of worlds that are like that. Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's kind of fucking over the creators. Like, who said that?
So
you or you?
Yeah, I said that. I mean, I am a creator, but like, that's not the reason why I cried about this. It's not the reason why I got so emotional. Like, I got my mom to get an Oculus for Christmas. I mean, I haven't seen her in years. I haven't seen my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister in years. And I miss them. Obviously, you miss your family. And they got one. And when we first got on, we hugged and it was like amazing. Like, I was so happy. We were all so happy because, leading up to the day where I convinced my dad to get my mom one for Christmas because I'm like, I really want to spend time with her again. I want to spend time with all you guys again.
Yeah.
He did it. And we got on and we hugged and it was just like she was in front of me. Like, I could touch her face. She could touch my face. We could take pictures together. I could wrap my arms around her. Like, it felt so good to have that. Even though it was virtual, it was just, you were able to pretend and imagine so easily that this wasn't virtual.
Yeah.
And when she got on, this was the first time that I noticed that boundaries were a thing. And I went to go give her a hug and it bounced us back. It was like painful, to be honest, because it's like, wow, you're just like reinstating this barrier and the distance that we have, in the real world here. And this is supposed to be a place where you can socially interact. And this is the reason why I got an Oculus to begin with. Like, why are you separating us again? We're not infected with COVID, so it's like, wow, this really hurt.
That perspective is probably, I got goosebumps right now. Honestly, I never even thought about that perspective at all.
I mean, we're not always here to meet strangers, but like, some people are here to spend time with their relatives and their sick friends and their sick loved ones. People still have COVID. And I can't hug my sick friends in real life, but they have Oculuses now. We were able to do that. And we were able to comfort each other in moments that we're going through that. Being in Oculus, you can say things and you can be yourself with people that that you would feel uncomfortable saying in real life. You know, for some reason, that barrier of I can't talk to you, can't talk to me, I look this way, you look that way, you're this old, I'm this old, is gone. You know, so you can be yourself and you can say how much you care about each other and you can spend time with each other, but like it's gone now. I don't feel that way anymore. And it sucks because that was everything to me. That was everything to a lot of people. And I know she hurt
and
too.
I agree.
I know that hurt her as well.
I agree.
When she saw that. But she did her best to make me smile. But
I agree.
And that's what's weird to me because I don't know if you guys like watched the Metaverse thing with Mark Zuckerberg like in November, whenever it was when he did
the
that.
Connect,
It was like an hour
Facebook
and a half.
Connect. That's why I got the Oculus, is because of that. It's called Facebook Connect or Meta Connect. Yeah.
He did
the hour and a half
something,
thing.
and he showed like what was coming, and like that's what doesn't make sense to me because he wants it to be where we can like literally,
he does.
You know.
I mean, they sell haptic vests.
Fence.
You know?
Yeah,
they have
exactly.
haptic feedback
He
when
wants
you
us
share.
to touch.
Right.
Like he wants us to get to that level.
Right.
So
he wants
like,
there to be
why are we
monetized
retracting?
brothels, and we're all going to be there.
But honestly, it goes even before that because the whole metaverse, this whole Web 3.0 has been going on already with Sandbox, Decentraland, and their key point is to be able to socialize and connect with people and like create a digital version of you and like share, sell, and do everything that you could do in the real world in the digital space. So he's just kind of like seeing that and wanting to take that and like define it into a professional, legit level to where it seems like we're fully immersed. So I don't get why they're doing this, honestly. I don't get why this is going on.
We're going backwards. It makes no sense.
It's the opposite direction of what we're supposed to be.
The story that you say, you know, where you can say things and be more open with people that you might not be in the real world, that's the argument they're using for this, is because people feel like they're protected, that they can say these things that they shouldn't say and they shouldn't do, when really that's more of the exception. What your experience is more of the rule, where people are doing it on a positive, happier, like getting to hug your loved ones and meet new people, and you know, maybe you're dating somebody, I don't know, not this gang rape thing that happened in a corner of a world. I don't.
Yeah.
Let's remind people this was in a digital space, by the way. Digital space. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was in a room
no lower half of our
It was at
bodies.
Facebook headquarters.
Physical.
What are you talking about? It was in life in Facebook headquarters.
We're trying to get on that player one status, y'all.
Yes.
Exactly.
Your story literally touched me. Like, your story about your mom. I got my mom to get an Oculus too because she lives like about an hour away from me. And she hasn't really been able to get on, but like that was my idea for her too, was like she's an hour away, we can like watch shows together, because there's worlds like in alt space where you can watch movies and
I saw
like
that.
you can do all kinds of stuff.
Big
and
screen.
so like there's so many things you can do on here. So that was my thing, like let's hop on and drink wine and hang out, because I'm not going to drive an hour every single like week to see you. But now she's moving closer, but like that's just an example, is like people that are even just an hour away, you know, like want to get together. And
let alone the distance
actually
between Florida and and Connecticut, it's, you know.
I actually have a friend that, you know, she's in here, she's in the metaverse, and she actually for Christmas bought one of the Oculus for her dad. You know, they live in separate states and they don't really get to see each other much. And like she bought it with the purpose of like, hey dad, here's the Quest 2. We could actually like hang out and see each other inside the Horizon worlds. So that was her purpose, you know, like to kind of like share and spend quality time with her dad, you know, since they live in different states. And then kind of like doing this is just, you know, it pushes away from like that, you know, that uniqueness connection that they're supposed to have from, you know, dad and daughter, daughter and mom, brothers and sisters, best friends, lovers, couples, you know, couples that might be long distance. What about that?
Yeah.
What about those couples that might
I
be
have
in
so
offshore,
many friends
like,
that have actually
deployed or
met
something, you know?
in the metaverse that are together in real life right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have too.
Awesome.
That's cool.
I've met people like that too.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes away from all that, you know, those beautiful connections and people's natural ability of connecting.
Because then it's just like
And
boiled
it's just
down to
another
Beat
reason.
Saber and, you know, whatever the Zenith. And that's like, well, that's fun. That's not the next generation of technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even in Zenith,
And it's just
you can give somebody a hug.
great
right?
point that like this technology is revolutionary. We don't need to worry if we're in a different state from somebody once this technology gets on, because it's gonna feel like real life.
Right?
Like I really feel
I'm in
like
Arkansas.
I'm
like,
next to you
wild.
guys right now.
Wow,
I'm in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah,
I'm 6,000 miles away from all y'all.
Where are you?
Right? Like,
and I'm in Florida.
Hawaii.
He's in Hawaii.
What?
And I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm in Arkansas. So we're
I'm in
like,
Hawaii. You're in Texas. You're in Florida. You're in Arkansas. Where are you?
We're all in the same room, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah,
and
Connecticut. And we feel like we're together.
Yeah, and check it out. We don't know each other in the real world. We never met each other in the real world. We probably wouldn't be able to meet each other in the real world. Why? Because we don't live in the same state. And here we are with this new technology of the Web 3.0 and the Metaverse, virtual reality.
We're 4 feet away from each other.
Getting to know each other.
Only 4. No
friendships.
closer.
Building relationships.
I would say I talked to you.
Building relationships.
I talk to you and like a couple other people more than I talk to my real friends in real life. Like you have become one of my really good friends. But now that we're like friends on Instagram, now that we're friends on Instagram and stuff, like we talk like throughout the day, like same with some of my other friends that we get on here all the time with.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm closer with them now than I am with my friends in real life.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That goes for me and Schlick too. For me and Schlick, look at us. We literally met in this metaverse. And we literally
nothing but love, dog.
Hug it out, y'all.
Yeah, hug it out.
Where the heck where you at?
You gotta turn around.
Hug it.
Hey,
we'll just give a high five.
Wait. Stand right there. Stand right there. Let me do the bypass.
You gonna
cheat it. Cheat the bubble.
Cheat it.
No, it was funny though. Like I haven't talked to my I have a sister that has a kid, and actually has 4 kids, 4 of my nieces and nephews who I saw 3 of them when they were like babies, so they don't really know me, and then one of them when they were really little, and I was really little. And I just saw a video of my dad. He was visiting them, and he had the Oculus on, and he was doing a snowboarding app. And I was like, I have the Oculus too. Get Beat Saber, because they're kids. They can't go on this. And I played Beat Saber with them. And it was the most conversation I've had with them in my whole entire life, in their whole entire life. Today, this Sunday, I got to meet essentially my nieces and nephews. It was the coolest thing ever. Yeah, it was amazing. And it feels like you're with them. Even when you're playing Beat Saber, you see the avatar, you're talking. It's fun, you know? So I really like this app. And that's why I don't think Facebook is going to die. I think it's here to stay. It's just going to be a hard road ahead.
So back to what I was saying, like, look at this. This is a perfect point. Like, me and you met in this metaverse, right? And look at, just by meeting each other, like randomly socializing, look at what we started. Look at the community group. We're over 300 followers. We literally have a podcast on Spotify, on Anchor, on YouTube. The people listening to us right now, like this literally started by just tapping into the metaverse, the digital world, and socializing and making friends like in here in this space that most likely we would have never met in the real world because we live in different parts of the states. Like,
and it's
look
only
at the
just
potential
begun.
into that. You could start
Yes, exactly.
Start movements. You can start moving. And also, there's another host that is not here right now, which is Isaac, by the way. Isaac Big Sack 77.
Big Sack.
Almost
he's actually busy today, guys. But he's the other hostess. He's the other founder of the 1Verse podcast. He's not here, but he's also another example. He lives in Nevada. We met each other
Vegas.
here, and then we started this whole move.
Oh, I'm going at the end of the month.
He lives in Vegas, and he lives in Vegas. Schlick lives in Hawaii, and I live in Florida. And somehow we met each other here, and we came up with this whole 1Verse movement.
And tried to start a brand. and we have never met each other. Like this dude, I see his photos in his live stories. You're a handsome motherfucker, by the way, bro. But like, for all I know, you could be a fucking 300-pound girl, right? Like living in your basement, right? But no, it's fun. The connections, yeah. And that's the other thing too, is in VR, I can be whoever I want. Like, I have a crackhead fucking friend who I used to live with until I moved out and bought a house. But he was like, he's a legitimate crackhead, sober now, but he's still a fucking psycho. But I was like, dude, get an Oculus and you can restart your life. Like, you're known as a crackhead, but go in Horizon Worlds, be a nice guy, and you could be a celebrity. You could be whoever you want. It's a second chance.
He's probably an excellent storyteller and has a lot of stories to tell. So like, he could really.
He's actually one of the smartest guys that I know, which is sad. Like, yeah, and then Oculus, he could actually become like an influential, legitimate citizen of the community. Yeah,
we'd all support that.
That's something that I always say.
A story.
Yeah, I'd listen.
Yeah.
Leverage that for sure.
That's something I always say, that truly what the metaverse is. When people ask me, like, oh, how's it like in the metaverse? Or like, what do you do? Like, or what person can you be? Honestly, I always tell them, like, it's just an extension of you in the real world. Like, literally, that's what it is. Metaverse is just an extension of you from the physical world and the digital world. At least
whatever you want to be, though.
For the most part,
you got a choice.
You can identify.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Some people, a lot of people I've met on Oculus, I'll be like, hey, do you have an Instagram? And a lot of them have like Instagrams just for their
avatar.
I've thought about doing that.
And everything.
I want to do that too.
I've thought about doing that because I think I might add an extra layer of separation from like.
Yeah, I don't really. I look like a goober in real life. I feel like
professionally, I'm not sure that I want my clients to be like, "You do what?" Because they don't understand. So, like, maybe I want.
I see it as
like it looks like
a model in real life. I've seen some of your pictures, bro.
Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you, dog.
Like, because I'm going to follow you on Instagram whenever we get off of here.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I just like I have a business, so like why not have you follow my personal, because that could be eventually a future customer or a future like business partner or whatever. So
you have to represent yourself in a positive way.
Yeah,
if you contaminate your image or reputation online, you can't do it. Like if you are acting like an asshole, you're racist, you're sexist, you're inappropriate, you don't want people seeing your actual identity. But if you're a good person online, you could show people your regitimate stuff.
Especially if you're trying to make a difference in the world too, right? You just reach out to more people, trying to expand that positive energy to the world. This is how I see it for me. That's why I don't really, even though I do have an Instagram for my avatar, I also have it linked to the real version of me, because what I believe in, right? I believe in positive energy. I try to like put that positive energy out there in the world, in the physical world, but also in the metaverse. And I feel like this way you could reach even more people. So I keep it the same, connected.
So do you have like your real Instagram handle like in the bio of your?
No, usually when people ask me, I just give them my real Instagram. And then on my real Instagram, there's my avatar link, like, tag, so they can see that.
Got it. I just, I guess for me, it's just kind of like, I don't understand the point of the avatar profiles. Like, I don't know. I want to see people in real life. I want to see what they're like. I want to see, I feel like that's important to me. Like, I kind of want to know what that person is, who that person is behind the avatar.
Right.
That it just kind of bothers me. Like, I just really want to know how that person is. But,
I understand.
There's like somebody I know that I've known for a long time, on Oculus, and they have never shown me a picture of themselves, and I'm like,
shit,
kind of sketched out.
Whoops, it gives me catfish vibes.
Yeah, I was like, why
be ashamed of that?
Yeah, like and it's just
maybe they're ashamed of themselves
and their Instagram.
That's most likely what it is. They're so insecure in who they are that they're afraid that you will no longer respect or be friends
like
or appreciate them, and which is absolutely
Or
right.
just know they're ugly, and that's the biggest fear, is like they don't know that I'm ugly for a fact.
Stop.
Like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but like, it's hard for me because like I want to connect on that deeper level. Like, this is a level, a deep level, but I really
it's
want
like having
to
a new filter.
connect.
Like,
Yeah.
this is the new filter now. Instead of putting
it's the
a
new
filter
dog
on
ears.
Instagram,
There becomes
it's
a
the new
time where
filter
like
now.
Dog
we're more
ears.
than just avatar friends. Like, we're friends in real life.
Yeah.
Like, we've
Yeah,
we're
made
actual
this
friends.
connection.
Yeah.
And like,
I like that.
I want to know about your family.
There's a fine
like,
line.
I want to know how, like,
yeah.
I don't
Like,
know.
we hear kids in the background. I want to know what their names are.
Yeah, like,
how are they doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to see pictures of my dogs? Visit my Instagram. You
Absolutely,
know?
always.
Like, I mean, I'm always
Dog
never
mom,
afraid to hide
hashtag
anything.
dog
Like,
mom,
my
right?
name is my Instagram name. Like, maybe I'm a little bit too out there, but I just like, okay, it's
Mine
fine.
is too.
Everything's public anyways.
Mhm.
You know?
And that's
I
how
feel
I've
like
always
we
been
all
on
marry
Facebook,
Avatar
where all
look
my
like
friends
us
are like,
anyways.
"Oh, I don't know that I'm not going to add them," and I'm like, everything I post is public. If it shouldn't be seen, I'm not going to say it or show it. So like, I'll add anybody. I'll say whatever.
Exactly.
It's adding me as a friend is not going to give you access to anything you couldn't already get to, because I'm not going to portray
Well said.
anything other than what I am. But that's me. You know, like
Yeah.
some people, this is their escape, and they want to be the blonde,
A different person
green
because they're a
hair,
crackhead.
whatever. Right.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that, because right when you
They
said that, I
want to
got a
be the Britney
notification that
Spears of the
Crack
metaverse.
Pack 7 added, like, wanted me to join a private session or whatever. It's a closed session. I was like,
But that's another thing. If you're like a big celebrity, one thing I want to be when I eventually become successful, law of attraction, I'm going to be a millionaire. Let's all just give
Law
some
of
confession.
attraction. I love it.
We're
We're
going
all
to be
gonna
some
be
millionaires.
millionaires.
Okay.
Put it out in the universe.
But
put it out in the universe.
when I'm a millionaire, at the same time, I would like to be a celebrity in here, but at the same time, I kind of find it really exciting and nice if I could make it so I walk down the street in the real life and nobody knows who the fuck I am. I like Justin Bieber
That's true.
or
It's funny,
these
that's what
major
happens to me
celebrities.
now.
I
Nobody
feel
knows
bad
me.
for them because
I don't.
they can't do anything normal.
funny.
They can't be a nobody anymore. Like, they walk anywhere and they're mobbed by the masses, which, if we become big, let's say we become one of the most famous people in the metaverse, if they don't know who I am in the real life, like, that is going to be kind of refreshing to
That's okay.
be able to take a break. Like, I don't want to be a celebrity anymore. Let me just take off this headset.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. Actually, yeah. You have the privacy. You could do whatever you want.
That's
without
true.
I swear
Yeah.
I was on the
eyes
other
on
night
you,
and
you know?
David Diggs
Or
was
That's a good
sounding
paparazzi
just like
coming
him.
at you.
I don't know if you know who
So it's a
David Diggs is, but
double-edged
I
sword. I
swear
get
it
what
was
you're
him.
saying, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just can't help but like watch your mustache like move up and down.
Yeah, sometimes it stays and
Well,
then it
there's
goes
like
above
lens in his
it.
mouth, right? Yeah, I noticed.
I know. I've noticed that the
didn't
whole
wanna
time. It's
It,
like your mustache
guys
is your
can
lip. Your top lip.
I'm
It
one
just-
ugly
oh.
motherfucker. What can I say?
No.
No, you're not,
Nah.
man.
You're
You're
not.
not, bro.
Nobody's
No.
ugly.
Like,
That's
yeah, that's the
funny.
Nah,
other
it's
thing
gonna
is
be
like
funny.
I feel like when you connect with people on here, when you get to know, it almost gives you a chance to like connect with them on a personal level, without seeing their face, and then you get to know their personality, and then when you do see their face, you're like, damn, they're like a lot more attractive because you got to know their personality first. Like,
Mhm.
does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
It's like
So like you're not acting off looks like
that show?
immediately.
I know exactly what you're about to
We're
say.
a lot
Like,
less
love is
shallow.
blind, and then just
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say,
Yeah,
reading
love
a
is
book
dating
by
game.
or something
Fine.
like that.
What were you gonna
What,
say?
what were you gonna say?
Like you can't judge a book by its cover kind of thing, you know? You
Mhm.
get to actually
Yeah.
find out more
Yeah.
about that person before finding out what they look like or how old they
Yeah,
are.
like, I like
Which-
you for your
yeah.
character,
Dating
and then
game.
if I like you for your
Yeah.
character, I'll see your appearance. But I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna
like,
care
doesn't
about
that-
your appearance until I like your character.
Right.
Doesn't
right.
that make it pure then? That means
It
it's even
does.
better, right? It
For
just
sure.
makes it pure
Yeah.
because you're just getting to know the person for what it is,
Yeah.
without seeing their physical appearance.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Which,
definitely.
yeah, that's actually
It's amazing.
that's good. That's great.
It is wonderful. I mean, yeah, especially for people with anxiety, I bet, right?
Yeah,
I know
100.
you like, I would never go up to somebody and say hi to them in the mall. You know, that's what I went there to
freaking
do.
bubble. The bubble.
Like,
I'm trying
I go to the mall
get...
to meet people all the time.
Oh god!
No.
I remember it used to
Stupid
just
bubble.
like literally do the little bump firework thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't. Oh gosh, sucks. But yeah,
So-
it's nice.
so-
Networking is good. Oh my gosh.
So
There we go.
tell us a little bit about kind of like what is your style here in the metaverse, Uni. I know you do like real estate in the real world. Is that something that you like to do here also in the digital space?
It's
Anything
my
you want to share
Yeah,
about
favorite
that?
VIP.
Yes. So it's my favorite thing ever. I mean, doing real estate in the real world, that's awesome. It's great. You are guaranteed to make money off of it. Here, it's not a guarantee for me, but I can't say I love it less than I do loving it in the real world. Like, I love it more here. And I think having anxiety plays a big part in that because, you have to meet people that you've never met before in real life, and they're strangers, and it could be scary because you're like, I don't know how old they are. I don't know if they're going to take me serious. I don't know if they're going to look at me and think I'm a baby, like I'm a little girl, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But here, everybody is equal, You can't tell somebody's age based off of their appearance. You can only judge them by the maturity of what they say and how they treat you and how they act. So I love it here. I do real estate in the multiverse. Not so much here
So
in Horizons anymore.
Tell us a little bit about that, like the whole multiverse. How's that going? How's the real estate business in that? I know it's kind of still fairly like alpha. It's like literally like baby version of Sandbox, Decentraland. It's an early stage.
Yeah.
What do you got to say about that platform?
I think it has incredible potential, and I think that if you haven't already spent your 500 meta coins that they give you for free, then you need to spend it because it's free. They give you 500 meta coins to start out
so I'm happy to hear this.
Do it. Yes, do it. So they give you 500 meta coins to start off with. And if you guys are wondering how much that is worth, in conversion to dollars, that's $5. So every dollar is 100 meta coin. You go in there, it spawns you in the central city no matter what access point you go through. And the central city is like New York City. It's like Manhattan. It's so expensive. But if you teleport and you go farther out to other cities, like the map is massive. It's incredibly huge. You can find places that you can actually get a free, not free, but like an available penthouse with a storefront for, under your 500 meta coins. You don't have to put actual money in at that point if that's all you want to use. But I encourage people to actually invest into it. People go in there and they might think it's a little bit crazy and it's a little bit wacky.
Yeah, the robot thing kind of turned me off.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna change.
You're talking about the avatars, right? The avatars, the whole little robot avatars.
Yeah, the robot avatar. I got like 23 penthouses. I don't even know. I just know.
I know.
Our friend Fart Simulator was like, "Hey, 60? Come over to my neighborhood," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I just was like, "Bye," and then I bought the whole neighborhood pretty much. So let's hope it's up in value. I don't know. I noticed that every level besides the penthouse is the same value. So the bottom floor to the second to the top floor is the same value, but the penthouse is worth the most.
Yeah, so the penthouse, before anybody purchases there, every floor is, well, actually, no, you're right. The penthouse is more expensive than the rest, but the penthouse is going to have a different layout than the rest, than, the other floors below it.
And obviously,
I saw that. I saw the
view.
The little demo of what it's going to look like because I follow them on the Facebook group, and it's going to be dope.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. VIP posts the updates all the time of developers taking, players into the developer zones. And what it's going to look like is out of this world. It's incredible. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I don't know if you already do, if that's the group you were talking about, like virtual investment properties.
Yeah, plug your social media.
Yeah, tell the viewers where they can follow you at.
VIPs.
Okay. Alrighty, so you can find me.
You got this camera, you got this camera, you got this camera. Go ahead.
Gotcha.
Where can they find the VIP?
You can find it on Facebook.
Where can people find you?
You can find me in the multiverse.
Hey, where can people interrupt? Okay.
Interrupting.
How do you say
I was going to say
Move.
something else, but then I stopped myself.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. But so I have the Facebook group, Virtual Investment Properties. You can find me on there. There's a page, there's a group, and there's a website. And I do Multiverse Magazine. So people can have businesses, organizations, or just be influencers, and they're in the multiverse. I've met some incredible people and really high up YouTubers. And I kind of like encourage them to, you know, send me some articles of themselves, and I create Multiverse Magazine. It's also on viproperties.io. It's, you know, the website for virtual investment properties. So it's a Multiverse Magazine. It's really cool. You can see some really awesome things that are happening. Yes, you can have businesses, corporations are purchasing in there, regular people, photographers. It's a good way to get exposure for the things that you do in real life, and that's a good way to make money, is for exposure. So yeah, it's wonderful, and the group is strictly informational and educational. So there's not just people saying, "Oh, this is what I did today. This is what I did last night. This is what I found. This is what I'm eating for lunch." It's strictly, you can go in the group and you can scroll down and just see update after amazing like feat that has been met with the multiverse. So it's really cool. I highly suggest you check it out, because I spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, that makes me think of
Yeah,
something that
you're knowledgeable.
that I
want to sign up to that right now,
right?
and then invest.
Something that I've
buying.
thought of. I've talked about.
That's what all these viewers are thinking right now.
I mentioned earlier that I'm a consultant, and it's various other things, and that's not the important part. But with what I do, there are certain projects, and it's like, when I was trying to explain this to some coworkers of mine or some colleagues, they wouldn't work for the same company, and I was like, you could literally purchase ad space in the virtual world. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's no different than buying a Facebook ad or buying a banner on a news site, but buying a VR, you know, billboard, or there's something right here, and it's like, for this, or it could even be for a candidate or a campaign, vote for so-and-so or whatever. And they were like, looking at me, and they were like, Allie, come on. And I was like, you think I'm crazy now, but wait 2 months, even if that, like,
oh my gosh, even
so you're
2
saying,
years,
like, these developers, and they have these giant high rises, and they're legitimate businesses coming through there. I just think that, like, the ad space and the ad revenue, it's crazy.
Yes, it's amazing. There are digital billboards on top of some of the corporate buildings, and those are going to be rented out for, you know, to run ads. And even if you only even if you have a free version and you don't pay for premium business or the enterprise package, they still give you the tools that for free that you need in order to show the world, or show the metaverse, what you do and what you love. And if you, as long as you take advantage of it and you take the time to set it up, people can visit and teleport to your world and see what it is Allioooops does for a living, and what Allioooops sells and what she creates. And yes, you can actually go through a door, and your web browser of your store or your Etsy shop will come up, and they can make a purchase from the multiverse.
See, that's so cool. I mean, that's just like the new way of thinking of things.
One of my good friends just set up her whole entire little world with all the store, like the browser, click to buy her clothes and become an affiliate and all that stuff. It's really cool.
By the way, just to let the viewers know, we're talking about the Metaverse of the Multiverse, which is an app on the Quest 2, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Multiverse.
Multiverse.
It's called Multiverse.
Well, now I'm pumped to go check it out.
We can do that here too. That's why I've been seeing a lot of people, like this guy. I was in a freestyle DJ booth, so I was freestyling. You know, I was hitting the beat. But
I'm sad I missed that.
That's besides the point. They were like, if you want a beat selection, if you want your beat played, here's my Cash App. Cash App me, and we'll play your beat. It's just like the businesses in the metaverse is why I'm actually in this thing. I love socializing. It's fun, but I'm just here because I want to be in business in the metaverse, because I already deal with business in the real world, but I got to drive there. If I can just put on my headset and make actual money, oh my goodness, that's just like a dream come true.
Further into the floor.
It really is.
reset.
It is.
I definitely agree with that. And also,
there we go.
I definitely agree with that, and also the whole creative part.
I'm just like ducking down. Hey guys,
yeah, I agree with the whole business part. Also, like the whole point of if you're a creator, if you're a creative person, this is the perfect place in any metaverse to express your imagination in a business or as a creator. So that's why I'm mainly here, because of that. As a creator and a creative person, I'm like, man, I have such an imagination. Where can I express myself? Literally do anything that your imagination, comes up with. You can make it a reality. So it's great for those creators as well.
Yeah, it is. Man, the people that you meet here, it blows my mind. Like both of you, like I met you so long ago, like, oh my gosh, it feels like we've been friends forever. But like, dude, the people that you come across here, it's like, wow, there's so much opportunity to meet such important people. So you never know who you're gonna meet. Like I've met some really important people and like investors and stuff that actually want to work with me. And none of that would be possible because I don't know, for some reason in the real world, with either the age difference or just the way, you look appearance wise, stuff like that isn't readily available to you right in front of you in your living room. But, here it is, and it's great. And man, I don't know.
I feel like it's easier to find like-minded people in here than what it is in the real world, honestly.
Yes. For sure.
Seriously.
So as women in VR, just overall experience, rate it from 1 to 10, and then also what could happen to improve the woman experience in general. We'll start with Callie.
Okay. The woman experience here in VR, honestly, I feel like there's not enough of us. I feel like it's like, I don't know, like every time I pop into a world, it's just so many dudes. It's a dude sausage fest. So like I can see why you were saying earlier, like whoever it was, oh, your girlfriend or fiance popped into a world and a lot of dudes came up to her like, we need more girls in here. Like if you have been contemplating getting an Oculus, like please join us because we are a lot of fun and we need more girls. And like I'm constantly like, anytime I meet a girl, I'm like, I'm gonna add you because I need more girlfriends on here. So like we just need more girls. We need more girls up on here. And I think the guys would probably agree. The respectful ones. But
just join the 1Verse. Join the 1Verse movement.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I would love to have like more like lady hangouts. I don't know. Like we should do like a Galentine's Day thing.
Yeah.
Let's build we need to make events for women. Like I feel like we need to start resourcing our efforts into making women want to join this platform. Women will make us successful. That's the only people. If women aren't involved, men are going to get over it. That's just all there is to it. I'm a man. I know, right? Like,
if I could sing right now, I would
also
sing.
The opportunity that they could have in here is amazing.
Yeah.
Also,
it's a man's world, but men only want to live in the world if there's women.
Right. No, it says it's a man's world, but none of it would be possible without a woman or a girl.
It's human nature. It's human nature. We need opposites. We always need opposites.
So please, we need women here. So out of 10, what would you rate it so far currently? Out of 10,
I would say like 6.5, 7.
Yeah, that's
6.5,
as far as like.
Hey, Mark, listen to this. She's rating it a 6.5, 7 for women. Let's start doing something for that. Okay, Alli, you just commented. What are you thinking?
I was like, that rating is where I am, like 7. I think I'm at like a 7 because I'm still going to use it. I still enjoy it. Would love to have more females in the area, just so it's not so it's like combative isn't the right word, but like it's aggressive is too strong. It just feels very intense sometimes, and when it's like we could just be casual, hanging out and talking like this instead of like being real performative and like puffing your virtual chest, you know, like it's I think
puff
it's a
the
solid
virtual
7.
chest.
Yeah, puff the virtual chest.
Yeah,
solid 7.
Mhm.
What would you say, Eunnie?
So I would say it's like an 8 for me, and the only reason it's like an 8 is because of these barriers. It was a 10, it really was, but I have to knock 2 points off because I can't give anybody hugs, and that's not cool.
Right.
But I guess one
agree
thing
with
that
that.
I would say that I would like to have changed is more outfits. More outfits.
Oh my god, that's the other
Very
thing.
fashionable person.
The clothing.
Yes.
Oh,
Can
I
we
was
get
gonna
some,
comment on that too. The clothing
Yeah.
is whack. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
wearing a suit because I could not find anything cool. I was like a little schoolgirl before going to her first day in school. I was like, what do I wear? What's my hair look like? And it was there's no selections that I liked, really.
Oh man.
I
Yeah,
was
I mean-
disappointed. So I just was like classic suit,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
leopard looking ass, you know, we're gonna
Right.
roast you.
I looked like
for
a
your
substitute
appearance.
teacher
That's
the
why.
first day
Gonna
I
lie.
went on.
And like the fact that the fact that you can match like with the guys, like the girls can wear the overalls too. I'm just like, ew. Like I don't like why are they the same?
Yeah.
And you know what
I
I've
guess you
noticed?
can, but
Like I'll make friends with somebody. Like let's say I've made friends with Neo, right? And I'm like, I see what Neo's wearing right now, and I might go join something a week and a half later, and I'll see someone in that exact same outfit, and I'm like, yes. Oh, sorry, you don't know. My bad. You
Neo.
don't know me. You're not.
Right.
Yes, yes. Like at least give
happened
us
with
the option to
Isaac.
change the color.
Change colors,
Like,
right?
change
Yeah.
the color.
Too. Color would also be amazing. I'm such a fashionable person that I would change my outfit every time I got in here if I could. Like if I could switch the top, keep the bottoms, change the color of everything, add color
Yeah.
to my hair in like an ombre fashion, like put
Eunnie, have you ever done
accessories
alt
where I
space?
want
I was
it
gonna say
to
Alt
be.
Space has that
I haven't
option.
done alt space. I've done VR chat, but I haven't done alt space.
Yeah.
I have
So
one
alt space
critique
has,
though.
like the ombre.
Yeah, what's that?
One thing, one comment. Your shirt's bothering me. It's been bothering me all night.
The
One
buttons are
button is
wild.
buttoned, and then 2 buttons are
I know.
unbuttoned, and it's just like, what is going on with the shirt? Why is she only have 1 button on? Okay,
I know. I'm like surprised Facebook did
Sorry.
that.
Wasn't an
Like,
option.
I'm surprised.
I don't want to.
surprised
I don't want to
Facebook did
roast your
that.
shirt right now, but it's
And
just
I
weird
wish
that
they
they
would
would
give
do
us an
that.
Sexy
option
shit. It's
to,
some
like,
I think it
change
looks
our
good as that.
outfits.
It looks good like
It's
that.
sexy.
It looks good like
Sexy.
that.
Yeah,
It looks
it.
good.
I would
She-
love to be
it's
able to
sexy.
change
I
my
Yeah.
outfit
support the
in
one
game.
button, okay?
Yeah, me too.
I'd like
You
to be able
what?
to
I
change my
support the
outfit
one
in
button.
game. You like sitting here
Yeah.
right now, I
Yeah.
go, oh my gosh, I have that
Yeah.
hat, and I can go doot doot doot, bloop, there's my hat or whatever it is.
That would be really
That'd
cool.
be
Where we have like a
amazing. Honestly-
suitcase or
Yeah,
a,
you could bring
a
like 4
bag.
items or something.
Mhm.
Like, what if we have to go to a
Yeah.
gala?
As-
I mean, I need my
tattoos.
dresses.
What if we can add tattoos?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and you
As
don't
I
want to
shower
leave.
daily, I switch
Right?
clothes.
Yes.
What if I'm going to a nice
Yeah.
dinner
That's what
all
I
of a
do.
sudden and I need to wear a
Right?
button down?
We should
Yeah,
have the
definitely.
Horizon closet. That would be good, man.
Mhm.
The
That would be
closet.
awesome.
So good. Good idea.
Yeah.
The
'Cause honestly,
closet
as
on
I
the
shower,
wrist.
I switch
I like
clothes.
that.
Honestly.
Yeah,
That's what I
sounds-
do. When
Yeah.
I shower, I switch clothes. That's
I
like
hope
literally
you
what I
do.
try to
If
do.
Oh,
I
your
did not
character.
wear the
I thought you were talking
same
about in real
clothes
life. And I was
when
like,
You're
that's what you're
always
supposed to
changing-
do.
No, avatar.
Yeah.
You're always changing
Like,
your
if-
avatar.
If my hair is getting a little longer, I try to make my hair a little longer. Or if my beard's getting a little thicker, I try to make it a little thicker. I try to like
Wow.
coordinate it.
Yeah.
I try to
He's always
coordinate it to
changing his
like real
avatars.
life changing. I don't know. To me, it makes it more
You're
immersive.
just kind of like a badass
It does.
dude. Real talk,
He
man.
is.
Like,
Cool.
He is. Neo is just.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
it.
Thank you, everybody.
you,
Appreciate your
man.
kindness.
Just introducing me to friends.
Much
and
love.
shit,
Nothing but love
man.
here. I got love for all of you. Thank you.
I like that you grab the mic and you like that.
Yeah,
I know,
he always
yeah,
gets
yeah.
up
I'm
trying to
close to
make
the
it as
mic when he
immersive.
talks.
I
Like,
try to make it as
caresses
immersive as
it,
possible.
I mean,
know?
that's what I was
So
saying.
when people
This
watch
is-
it, it actually looks really legit when you do that. It looks good.
What?
bro,
If I'm-
speaking
oh, I
of the
just hit
mic,
the wall
can't
when you
hear
did
you.
that.
Yeah.
I somehow moved forward. Yes.
Um,
Quit telling him.
But yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I
But it was
believe
like so
Oh my
much
God.
drama. Like the drama is real on here sometimes, and I feel like it can really like ruin somebody's experience too. But
Oh my
It could become
Like,
super
it-
toxic.
almost ruined
Yeah.
my experience. It really almost did. Like I got attacked on Facebook, but oh man, and attacked is a strong
What?
word to use because you can't. It's like, dude, this girl from that has a like an unofficial Multiverse Infiniverse page. She like send me threat messages in Messenger. She went on my VIP group and started like posting in all of my commenting in all of my posts, like the same phrase, like warning, this is unofficial multiverse, scam, beware. It was just insane. And then she was getting another guy to go on there and literally like interrogate the heck out of me and like ask really personal, like invasive questions, and it like ban me from there, like that group. And it was just like a massive headache. It was a huge headache. I had such bad anxiety after that happened that I had to take a break. Like I used to do all-nighters. I used to be in here like 15 hours a day. I had to cut it back down to 8 hours a day and actually go to sleep because I was just like 8 hours.
I just had to spend 8 hours.
Like, and I want to say like, why they just need to get a life. But I'm like, no, but this is like part of my life. You just need to move on. Like, what's their gain from that?
No, I don't know.
Like, what's the intention here?
Don't spend all your time like stalking me on Facebook. It's so weird.
Right.
There's a nice quote.
If you don't like me, ignore me.
There's two ways people make themselves feel better. There's one way of trying to take somebody and make them feel worse about themselves because they feel worse, or trying to make themselves feel better by just doing better. It's always in a purple, or there's always a red and blue aspect that we need to remember to make purple, not in a red or blue. And in the metaverse, especially multiverse, there's room for both of you to thrive and do amazing. And for somebody to think they need to be a monopoly in the market is just asinine.
That's the point. It's like it's an infinity. It's an infiniverse. There's so many like like move along.
Space. It's not like we were even doing the same thing at all.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
They've actually done a study. There was a
I'm getting a splash
vending machine with a Coke machine. There was a Coke machine, and it made like $100, $200 a month. And then a Pepsi machine was placed right next to the Coke machine, and it was like, what are your predictions on the sales? Is it going to be cut in half for half Coke, half Pepsi? Is Pepsi going to win? Whatever. You know what happened is the sales doubled for both of them, because when people get the option to either buy Coke or Pepsi, it's not an option of do I want a Coke or nothing? Because when you get the option of Coke or nothing, you're not going to buy anything. But if it's a Coke or Pepsi, psychologically, we want one of them. It's just crazy that people really think that competition is bad, because it's proven that with competition comes more money for everybody.
Yeah, this is
correct.
So true. So true. And I know this is not a topic about this whole, like, we're not like doing a podcast about this, but like, man, the lengths they went to try and slander me was incredible. They made massive posts about me in their group. They tried, they like wrote, every time somebody said anything good about me in the Discord, they would go and to them and try to like make them believe that I was a bad person. Like they would actually slander me. Like that is what they spent their time doing.
That's so hard.
It was rough.
And it's like something that invades your mental space that doesn't need to be there. You know?
I still get anxious when it comes to like meeting a developer, because I'm like, I don't know, because like, oh my gosh, I know, right? Like they even talked to the developers and they tried making it seem like I was like a terrible person. I'm scared to talk to them.
Just drop a link. Drop a link. We'll go figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. Tink Van Diesel.
I remember you actually telling me that story.
Tink
and like
Van
people
Diesel?
like, I remember like a girl
Tink
came
Van
up
Diesel.
to you. Like a girl came up to you and was like, "Hey, like, ain't you that girl that got banned from this one group and blah blah blah?" Like I remember that.
Yeah.
You're like telling me about that.
It
Like,
was literally
people
because
actually
I was
knew about
answering a
this.
question. It was because I was answering a question. I was answering somebody's question, and I get in return for helping somebody out. She seemed nice to me in public, but then she came to me in Messenger and was like, this is your warning. Don't ever answer anybody's questions. Don't ever post or like about your group in our forums. Don't ever tell anybody about your group in our forums. Don't message anybody privately."
Oh,
and
so she was
like, I didn't do any of that. She literally said, "This is a warning." Like, it was wild. And I didn't reply. I blocked her because that's what I do. You know, somebody's being like mean and
that negative
like,
energy.
She said, "This is a warning."
Yes.
That's what she said.
She literally said
gosh.
it. That's how the message started out. I'm so serious. I'm not even.
Flag for harassment. Thank you.
It sounds like another Karen.
Yeah, but
that's
because
me.
I blocked
That's
her,
me.
That's you.
I should change my tag to be Karen.
Apparently, she was an admin.
Yeah.
She was an admin of the group, and since I blocked her, they made this entire post about my group, and they pretty much advertised for me, which I thought was pretty great because any kind of publicity is good publicity. But you know, they made this entire like post about my group, and they said that I need to unblock her because she's an admin of the group. And I was like, I didn't reply. I didn't unblock anybody. I was like, whatever, block me. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to unblock somebody that is trying to like threaten me and give me anxiety, you know? So I didn't. And they ended up blocking me from the group. And I just thought that was insane. And then she went to my group and started writing all this offensive stuff and getting other people to do the same thing in the VIP
That's
group.
Crazy. That's
crazy. And she probably told those other people that you did something like super horrendous or something, and
she did.
You know,
She's
they had no idea.
Everybody I did right, and they just like they don't. The people that don't know me are obviously believing it because she's trying to portray herself as being a nice person, you know, in front of people, but like behind the scenes, she's like unnecessarily like mean, and I don't understand because I treat everybody the same. You know, I'm nice to everybody. And if somebody's being mean to me, I'm not going to be mean to them. I'm just going to block them, you know? So I don't know why I'm getting punished for blocking somebody instead of arguing with them. But it's crazy, you know?
All right. I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, let's land the plane.
Oh, wait. Allioooops.
Oh, hold on.
Real quick, Alli. We need
wait, hang on a second. Let me fix this.
Real quick. Now, you know, like what you were just saying, you remember when I actually got temporary banned from Horizon World's community group? Do you remember that? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I literally got banned for going on there and wanted to share the information about the multiverse, like the whole real estate aspect. I was like just trying to tell people like, hey, if you're interested in real estate, there's an actual Metaverse app inside the Quest that you could actually like invest in real estate. Because I saw a lot of people on there commenting like, hey, how do we buy property? How do we invest in property? How do we get digital real estate? And then I just made a post about you could actually go to the multiverse and you could actually invest there and buy land there, blah, blah, blah. And because of that, I got attacked, harassed on, and fucking temporary fucking banned from there. And to this day, every time that I try to put a post there, I have to wait for a admin approval so I could get my message on there or a video posted. It's crazy. Just for wanting to help people and share information about the multiverse. Like they could invest in the multiverse if they want digital property.
Damn.
Same thing.
Well, all right, y'all. This was an amazing podcast. I'm really looking forward for the response. We had 3 wonderful women on here explaining their experience, saying their insight. I actually learned quite a bit from today's conversation, and I hope our viewers get something out of this. And women, the moral of the story, get a freaking Oculus, join Horizon Worlds, add these 3 girls, and have them tell you how to do things because they know what's up. They're going to treat you nicely. And, you know, you guys can start your own little crew. So, yeah.
And then right after that, join the 1Verse.
Yeah, of course. Always join 1Verse. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. Tell us what you want. Tell us your opinions on this 4 feet boundary. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you want it optional? Do you want it mandatory? Let's hear your input. So yeah, that's a wrap. Shoots
and for all those wondering what
Thank you for listening to the 1Verse podcast.
Oh yes. Oh
and for
man.
all those wondering, and for all those wondering what the 1Verse is, it's where we all become one in the metaverse.
Oh man, why did he just Did he really just try and do
I wish he went through the wall.
Yeah. It's where we all become one in the metaverse.
Yeah, this is where everybody is one in the metaverse. That's kind of
wow.
like
I like
you too can be one in the 1Verse. Join us.
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming, girls.
All right,
Thank you for coming.
I'm
stopping
stopping recording right now.
Honor.
It was a pleasure, though.
Love all
Thanks
of you.
for having us.
Spread the love.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming for the 1Verse podcast.
Yeah, I gotta giggity go.
Thank you.
After the recording of this podcast, some new information has come to light. It turns out that the victim of this alleged assault actually works for a competing metaverse called Kabuni. Kabuni is marketed as the safest metaverse for children. Sus?
Sus?
Sus?